This podcast contains adult language and crude humor. Listener discretion is advised.
Okay, I wrote cold open, will figure out, too fucking tired right now, Ligma Balls Fate in the notes, and didn't actually come up with a cold open. So instead, I'm just gonna say, guys, I am having a lot of fun playing World of Warcraft. That's all. That's it. That's the cold open.
Thralls! Balls! They're everywhere!
Thrall's Balls. The World of Warcraft podcast with a dirty mind and a clean behind. Hosted by Gershom and Woolly. What's up, swingers? From the TBHQ in the grizzly lands of Wisconsin, welcome to Thrall's Balls, episode number 153. The real bitch of that is we haven't done an episode in 2 weeks. These were the notes we were going to use last week, but then everybody got sick and shit. So I had 2 weeks to put a proper cold open in there, and I didn't. Like, I literally sat down to hit record. I hit the Butters disclaimer. Shit, I don't have a cold open. Okay, gonna do this. Anyway, hi, I'm Woolly, the diabolical warlock, not hellcalling, I switched, and king of bullshit. Here with me is Gershom, the sassy-ass pack-leading hunter. How's it going?
What's up, swingers?
And we have Johnnie.Tips back here again as a guest today. Hi, Johnny. Yo, very understated. Wait, not understated. Mellow. That's the word I want to use. Anyway, Gershom, you said you have a joke for us.
Okay. Yes, I have a joke. I'm gonna try and tell it. Okay. So Arthas is let me see if I can do this. So Arthas is flying along on his red flying cloud, and he's getting some sun, right? He's got his ass cheeks out. Summer, I know it's the first day of fall, but he's still, he's riding along. He's doing his thing. And all of a sudden, Sylvanas, she's a banshee. She sees him. She's like, oh, I could swoop in and get that. We all know Sylvanas loves Arthas. Okay, so.
Sure.
Yeah, she wants to peg him. So she decides she's going to go down in banshee form and she's going to peg him. And so she goes swooping down there and she goes and she pegs and she gets out. She's like, yeah, I got that. And all of a sudden Arthas is like, what the fuck was that? And Invincible says, I don't know, but it hurt like hell.
Jesus Christ.
Because he's invisible.
Wait.
Sorry.
I thought it was because she fucked the horse.
Well, she did fuck the horse, but she was trying to fuck Arthas. See, the best jokes, you have to explain them, right? So she was going to go for Arthas' cheeks, and then she ended up pegging Invisible because he's invisible.
Hey, why do they call it the Xbox 360?
Why?
Because when you see it, you turn 360 degrees and walk away. Fucking trade chat circa 2006 or whatever.
That was my joke. What's up, swingers? Hi, Johnny. Hi, Wooly.
Hi.
Yo.
So, like I said, I switched from Hellcaller to Diabolist, and I cannot tell you why I didn't do it before. Like, I liked the idea of the Hellcaller more than the Diabolist, but then I looked closer, and it's literally just Destruction Warlock with a couple extra bells and whistles. That's it. That's literally it. You're just still playing Destro. And since I switched, I've been doing much better numbers. Just saying. Actually, I just said that offhand, but we can just go right into what we did in WoW this week. So I did that. I switched, and so we haven't recorded in 2 weeks. So there was Raid this past week and the week before. Raid first week I did as a Hellcaller, and I was sucking shit. They keep saying in Raid, don't worry about your parses, we're just learning the fights, blah, blah, blah. I was gray and green all over the place. This past one, I was mostly purple and blue, so I am very pleased with that. Because even though it cements that I am the onest of tricks, that I can make things happen. That said, like, my gear is a little low. The guild is rocking around. Most of them are anywhere between like 600, 610, some a little bit over that. And I went into raid with like a 594. I think right now I'm 595. I've been doing a bunch of delves because they're a really easy source of gear. Mostly bountiful delves, because normal delves, just it doesn't give you as much return. There isn't as much ROI, if you ask me, return on investment. And speaking of delves, I don't know what Blizzard's trying to do with them, and I'm not sure Blizzard knows what they're trying to do with them. They're fun, sure, but I don't necessarily feel the drive to kill that Zekvir fella like they want people to have. What I think would help that is no, they have the mount. They have that dirigible thing. There needs to be some sort of like leaderboard then for solo players to look at. Because with a guild and you're doing a raid or Mythic Plus groups or something, there's a little bit of competitiveness there, right? Like you're like, oh, I did pretty well in this raid compared to this jackass, and I'm sure a bunch of people are hearing me going, dude, that's the wrong attitude. I don't care. But in a delve, it's just against yourself.
Challenge mode delves. Call you now.
Dude, honestly, I'd be down with that. And from what I've heard, Zekvir is at tier 13 is a bitch and a half. So I don't know. But there is a cool like pale white pink mount thing you can get, Glory of the Delver or something like that. It's like a meta achievement, bunch of other ones. Anyway, delves, been doing the bountifuls, getting gear, getting magic mushroom rock things, the Valor Stones. And I'm kind of at a point where there isn't a lot more I can do for gear until reset, which is a little frustrating. I could do some more Mythic Plus, but the problem I have with that is it takes forever to get a group. It's just, and when your IO is low, they'll sometimes look at your IO from the previous season, and I just plain don't have one because I was not playing Vestin in the previous season. It's all kinds of messed up. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. I did manage to get a Necrotic Wake 2. Thank you, Johnny, and your cohorts for that.
No problem. That was my bro and folks. And
Hell yeah. I got a Stone Vault 4 out of it that I'm not sure if I'm going to have time to run or not. But the guild might want to do Time Walking Black Temple tonight, so I don't know. We'll see. I've been playing a lot more WoW this last couple weeks than in the last couple of years. It's great.
I told you, when you have a baby and they're sleeping, i.e. not sleeping, and just laying in the little bassinet next to you, you just play WoW. Did I not tell you this?
Except that isn't what's been happening.
Oh.
Like, I rearranged. So during the day, I play on my wife's PC in the living room because I moved it to the living room. And I have been kind of putting the kid on her little chair next to me, hoping she'll just watch. And a lot of times she just gets bored and stops. But, yeah. Other than all that, I've just also, when I can, been watching the Race the World first, because it's not something I've gotten into before, but it's entertaining as shit. And there's all kinds of drama and shit, but there's always drama. It's fun. I don't give a crap. Anyway, Johnny, how about you? What have you been up to in WoW this week?
Gearing up the Warlock, gearing up the Mage randomly through delves somehow. I like
Careful. Don't overstack the splinters. Don't you dare overstack those splinters.
No. I'm Sun Fury. I only play Sun Fury. Okay. Unless I'm playing Fire, which I play Frostfire, but I don't play Fire right now, so it's not as fun as I'd like it to be. But Arcane's been a blast. He's complaining about the whole interaction on Sun Fury, and like obviously the world first race with the whole, using the focus target macros on the spell splinters and having it be infinite stacks, and just don't do that.
Yeah, we'll be elaborating on that in the news section. If
I wouldn't be surprised if there's a banhammer, yeah.
I don't think there's gonna be, but again, we'll get to that. Anything else you've been up to? Just kind of doing that?
We ran that product week. I haven't done raid this weekend. I did last week. Got the reset. I'm like 609.
You got your reset in one night?
In one raid night, because I had the charge for the charges that you get. I forget what it's called. It's by the engineering area. The
catalyst.
Yes.
Because of the catalyst, I got 1 tier piece.
Yeah, I got 2. 1 from the weekly from Vault, and then 1 from Raid, and then I got the 3rd piece from the catalyst. So I'm hoping tonight I get the 4th piece, or I just wait till KSM.
There's like 4 warlocks in my raid. Like, it's the kind of comp that, if it were mythic, would not be allowed.
Oh.
Well, that sounds exciting. Gershom, how about you?
Oh my god, you guys. I just finished the campaign on like today's Sunday. I think I finished on like Thursday. Like, I have been so far behind. It's really gross. Like, a lot of what I have to say is like emotional. I've been enjoying the story of the expansion a lot, right? So like, I did finish the campaign. I've been 70 for a while. Don't have any tier pieces. I do intend to go and buy probably some crafted pieces, just because I've done that before and they end up being better than a lot of things I can get like soloing. So I do intend to do that. I know that story mode for the raid is out. So I finished the campaign. I did see all that stuff. That was neat. Like, wow, I would love to talk about those cinematics a little bit, but as far as like my personal progression, it wasn't like a whole lot. I guess I'm just sort of sitting, it's really sad, maybe like 560. I haven't even done a lot of delves. I've done like 2. I did the ones I had to do for like Sojourner. And so when I first started playing the expansion, I was doing Sojourner and like Lore Master sort of hand in hand. Like, I was doing the quest and the side quest at the same time. And then as I got into Hollowfall, I realized I was like, I'm so far behind. Like, everyone's done with this and stuff. And like, so I dropped that. And I just started finishing like the campaign, which was pretty interesting. I mean,
let's issue a spoiler warning and be like, guys, skip ahead if you don't want spoilers and you haven't finished the campaign. How long after it turned out he was alive did it occur to you, Woolly was fucking wrong?
No, so you shouldn't put yourself down like that, because honestly, I was repping you on Twitter a little bit, because I was like, Woolly said this, because like a lot of like bigger podcasters than us were like, oh, look at how Queen Anestarek, or whatever her fucking name is, has like a face. Why does she have a face? And I just couldn't help thinking about you, because you were like the first one to say that I knew of. And even the fucking NPC says it. So you go and you're doing this stupid little fucking quest, right? And he's like, oh, well, go replace her little posters with my posters. And one of the posters he puts up, he's like, hey, did y'all ever think, like, why the fuck does she have a face? And I was like, oh my god, it's Woolly. I was thinking more of you being right than you being wrong, bro.
Well, that wasn't my observation. I don't remember who I was watching. It might even have been listening to another podcast. I'm not sure. But there was another creator out there who pointed that out, and I saw it, and I'm like, huh.
Well, that's really interesting, because I was, just to like talk a little bit of shit. it's so funny because like some of the biggest beasties that come down from the old gods are called like the faceless ones. And I'm like, what? Like, I've heard debates about this, like if they're faceless, like what does that mean? But now all of a sudden they have these faces. So I don't know. I know I'm a little bit stoned, but I was just tripping on that.
No, I think you're onto something. I think you just. Oh, that's good.
Speaking of
what are you thinking? Let us know.
I don't wanna like hijack this. I'm so sorry, but it made me think of it. Speaking of the faceless ones, did they fucking? Because I also did Grim Batol. Did they change the way the last boss operates? Because I could have sworn I remembered faceless ones coming into the room and casting.
Yes, it did change it. It did change it.
It's been changed, and I cannot remember exactly how, but I have heard other podcasters talk about this, and I haven't been back since. I have been not back to Grim Batol since I finished farming Kata Rep. So
I'm just surprised I remember a mechanic from Cataclysm. It was a while ago.
No, but there's something else where like Johnny, you were gonna touch on it, right?
I've done I think I did a +2. No, I've done Mythic 0 of it last week or the week before. When Mythic 0 first came out, I did that week. And Patrol Boss was almost the same. And then General Umbrus, I think, was different. And then the other boss with the dragon still does that, and it still has the 2 elementals or whatever that spawn. And the last boss, you just kind of dance around tentacles to figure out where the safe spot's gonna be without dying. And then I think there's and they stun you for 5 seconds if you touch any of them. But apparently, Warrior Spell Reflect actually works on those. I think AMS as well, where you can just cleave right through them, or Bubble. I think Rogue can do it too, maybe.
So far, nothing that helps the lowly little warlock. I got stunned, and because of that, I got stuck in the bad donut and died.
And Gateway doesn't help either, which is sad.
I was just jotting down a quick show title, episode title, possibly.
Stuck in the donut. No.
Bad donut.
Bad donut.
I think
I try and guess. He tells me he's writing a show title, and I try and guess. It's like a vibe.
It's fun. It's like a mini game. It's like a reward. So we got on a tangent there a little bit. I think you might have had a little more to say about what you were up to.
Yeah. So I mean, other than that, I did a couple follower dungeons, and let me just say, I love these things. I know I talk about them all the time. I think it's great. I think one of the best things I'm getting out of the follower dungeons is how to play the dungeon and not like walk in and have people telling me to like get good or whatever, or getting picked for like no reason, like, oh, you don't know the fight. Like, so the fight I'm thinking of in specific is what's the boat one in Hollowfall? The
Dawnbreaker.
The Dawnbreaker, right?
I had no idea.
That shit turned into a poop deck because I was shitting my pants. I could not figure out after like the last boss comes up and she's like, she comes on the boat and you're like, oh, you gotta throw the barrels at her and stuff. And then she runs and you gotta like jump down and fly and like follow her. I was having a hell of a hard time with that. I died like 9 fucking times. I did not get it. So here's the vibe though, is like, I didn't even used to do like time walking dungeons unless it was with friends. Like I was never into like pugs. I was just always so like terrified of like people being rude. So these follower dungeons are great. I mean, I died 9 times, but I figured out the fight. And that's the thing, is like once I figure it out, I do it like once or twice and I'm good to go. So like if I ever get the eye level, we'll see. and do it on heroic, I'll know what to do. And that's the best part of the follower dungeons, right? So like, so at the end of this fight, for instance, you have to like jump off and you fly down. You have to catch these like little barrels of like light so that you don't like die, because the light is turning to shadow and all this stuff. And then you go there and you kill the boss. And I just thought the whole process was interesting, because like I hadn't felt frustrated with the game to the point where I wanted to keep doing it for like a while. And I think those follower dungeons sort of gave that back to me. Like that frustrated feeling, that's fun. Like sometimes you want to feel that as a gamer, right? You feel frustrated. You're like, I want to do it. I want to beat it. I want to do it again. And it took me a long time, but I figured it out and I did it. So overall, like big shout out to the follower thing. Gosh, and then just finishing the campaign, and I mean a lot of like shower thoughts and stuff about characters, but like I mean I posted about that on my Twitter too. So I mean just having a lot of fun. I'm behind, but I'm doing follower dungeons and I'm trying to do I did a bunch of time walking. I'm farming time walking right now so that I can get the tokens and stuff for the anniversary. So everyone's saying that the anniversary coming up is you're gonna need a bunch of tokens. So I'm kind of farming time walking right now. And then
how long are the queues you're getting?
It. What's that?
How long are the queues you're getting for time walking?
Maybe like 5 or 10 minutes at the most.
Fuck. I'm okay. Every single queue for every time walking dungeon I did was like north of 25 minutes. It would say 4 or 5 minutes, and then I'd be sitting there for like 25, 30, in one case 45 minutes before ever getting a dungeon to pop.
That's so odd.
It's the Warlock curse. It's the Warlock Shadow Priest curse. That's what it is.
Oh God, for real.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm getting snatched up, and like I said, my numbers are not that good. Actually, so someone in a time walking this morning told me so like I wasn't getting healed, I was getting hit a lot because like my pet, so this is my fault, I forgot to have my pet on growl. I don't know why it had turned off. Yeah, so I had forgotten, so it was off, and I was like, oh shit, let me turn my pet back on growl to, grab the hate. And so I died a few times, and someone was talking shit, and I'm like, oh my bad, my settings, this and that, and I was trying to fix it. And so they offered to kick me, and all the group said no, so I stayed, and then they kicked him, and they were like toxic.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so I got my little, it was my fault. I don't know what happened. Like I went into the dungeon and all of a sudden my pets didn't have growl on. It was just like a weird thing. I don't know what had happened, but as soon as I turned it back on, everything was fine. But like we ended up kicking that guy for being toxic so someone had said like, can the hunter get heals? And that person said, can the hunter do some fucking damage?
God damn, dude.
Yeah, and then they got kicked, and I didn't.
It's fucking time walking, for Christ's sake.
I know. I'm like, it's time, right? Like, it's not even like a Mythic Plus or anything. It's fucking time walking.
Right.
But, yeah, it worked in my favor, so it was fine.
Jesus Christ.
Even if plus, like, if it's like a +2 or something, it's like, who cares? Like,
right. There's been a lot of toxic shit though in like these low-level mythics lately.
Yeah, it's been kind of weird.
Yeah,
There was always like a little bit of toxicity, but usually it wouldn't happen until you hit like the crest level, whatever, for
and it's like week 1, bro. Like
heroic ones or whatever.
People are going hard. Some people are going hard, and I don't get it. I would say be kind, but whatever.
I think it's just because there's a lot of people playing right now. That's what I think it is. I think it's just we have a lot of certain kinds of returning players that came from a different kind of environment.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of people in the last couple years have also been coming back from Final Fantasy, and that's why we saw for a little while there it got slightly less toxic, because that is by and large known as, it's just a fact, a friendlier community. So I think when they came back here, they brought a little bit of that with them, but it's getting bad lately. Oh shit, I maximized the screen. So, Gershom, I want to point something out here. When you mentioned earlier that, like, you get that mounting frustration and sometimes that's a good thing, I 100% agree, because you cannot have that nerd scream fuck yeah moment without fucking it up for a while, you know?
So that was something that I enjoyed in a weird way. So like I've always been kind of one of those people that enjoys like the adrenaline rush in a weird way, like finger quotes, like weird way. But I had not felt that for a long time. Like basically the way the game has been set up for years and years, if you're essentially a solo player, is like it's easy mode, right? So solo players are just kind of stuck doing easy mode stuff. And I felt like with these follower dungeons, like I was feeling the frustration like in my wrist, like I wanted to throw my mouse at something. Like I would never really do that, but I felt that itch in my hands, like fuck, I actually am having fucking trouble with this, right? And like I thought that was cool, but then at the end, you know, I was able to use the followers, sort of. I ended up looking up the fight on YouTube and figuring it out, and I think that whole experience was different than my experience as a solo player before, right? Like the frustration, the cycle, the solving the problem, that was fucking rad. And that's not something that I had been really able to accomplish or participate in before. So
that's cool.
Awesome sauce. Yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh, no, I actually, so you said throw your mouse. I actually did nerd rage and destroy my mouse once on, I don't remember what I was doing.
I've broken a monitor. Don't worry.
Wow.
I've broken a monitor. Yep.
I'm so pissed off.
Fire Quest.
Like, you know what? It might have been Mage Tower, actually.
Maybe, yeah.
I got really pissed off, picked up my mouse because it was not quite, something about it was fucked up. It wasn't quite registering the left click anymore. So, like, I unplugged it. I was pissed off. I had gotten, I don't know, it must have been like a close pull or something that I was so pissed off. But I unplugged it, picked it up, swung it around by the cord, and just smashed it into the concrete floor. And I was living with my parents at the time, and my mom yells from upstairs, "What just happened?" And I'm like,
"Nothing, Mom."
Basically, yeah.
Nice.
So then I needed to get a new mouse. And that is how I ended up with my SteelSeries mouse that I still use now. I love this thing. Actually, yeah, because the mouse I broke, I use a CyberPower PC, and the keyboard I use is what came with it. It's still good, but the mouse actually came with the computer. So if you look up like what that mouse is, you can probably see it was not a shitty mouse. It was good. And then it just stopped working, and I got pissed off and broke it. Well, do you think we should move on to the mixed drink of the week?
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah. Wait a second. Oh yeah, I hit the intro earlier, didn't I? I thought I did.
Yes.
We did play the intro music, didn't we? Like at the beginning of the...
You don't have a mixed drink.
No,
like
we do.
music?
I saw the intro button as I was looking for the mixed drink button. I'm like, shit, did we play the intro? But I'm pretty sure I did. Whatever. If I didn't, we're here now. Anyway, mixed drink of the week. Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
It's time for the mixed drink of the week. Fuck yeah!
Fuck yeah!
I'm not even high, just tired. Anyway, it is the mixed drink of the week, and before we get into it, I just want to remind everybody, please only partake of the mixed drink of the week, or any alcohol for that matter, if you're of legal age or legal whatever to do so. Furthermore, we are not responsible for any dumb shit that may befall you as a result of your own dumb shit. And I have Liquid stream up on my screen. I think they just killed Kai'Veza. I think they did. Anyway, we have been going through the bosses at the end of raids in order from vanilla all the way up till now, and we're still real early in it. Gershom is up this week with Nefarian. So we gotta guess what is in the Nefarian drink. Now, we have done a Nefarian drink in the past, and that was when we were going through Draconic Leaders. I don't even remember what the fuck was in it. Yep, they killed Kai'Veza. All right, Liquid is currently 6 of 8 as of recording this right now. I'm easily distracted. I didn't take my ADHD meds today. So I don't remember what was in the old Nefarian drink. I want to say, I'm going off of Nefarian's appearance here. So, black with bits of brown on him. I want to say it's some sort of coffee liqueur with like caramel in it. I'm gonna say, yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Coffee liqueur, caramel drizzled into it, and just for some spiciness, a little bit of cinnamon. No, garnished with a cinnamon stick. There we go. That's my guess.
Okay, Johnny, what do you got?
I think it's a Guinness with a shot of cream liqueur with a little bit of hot sauce.
Wow. Okay. Well, I did something.
Irish car bomb.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I know Irish car bomb. I went to college. Lots of those. Okay, you guys want to hear what I actually did? Because you're both are really, really off. Okay.
Damn.
Okay. Damn. So, and this is going to be so typical. You guys are going to hate me. Also because I'm broke. So I took half a cup of the Mountain Dew, like the black one, the purple one. I put in a shot of blackberry liqueur because I felt like it needed to be thicker. Like it needed to be like dragon. It needed to be harder than just soda. And then I put a shot of just plain vodka. And then I put half a shot of malort because that's all I had left in my bottle. Yeah, I know. And then on top of the malort, what did I do? Shit. You know what? No, that's all. I drank it. This was 2 weeks ago. I did it 2 weeks ago. It was awful.
It was awful.
It was awful. Yeah, it was bad. I told Wooly. I told him in host chat. I was like, the drink was bad. I don't know.
You had me until the malort. Maybe a malort used something like Jaeger, but I'm not sure it would even need the malort.
Sadness and tears in that bottle is what that is.
Well, the malort was because he turns undead and it's gross, and so I turned it gross at the last moment. Yeah, that was the idea.
Although he's technically not undead until Cataclysm. You could have taken that as an excuse not to, but I get where you were going there.
I might have fucked up that drink. And anyways, I did fuck up that drink. It was super gross. I'm drinking some black raspberry Monaco. If you guys want to send me off, I can grip it and rip it.
Johnny, you want to take the honors here?
I never remember it. So
over the lips, through the gums, look out, asshole.
Hold on.
Yeah.
There it is.
Oh.
Yeah.
When's the last time we had a can pulled open like that on the show? It's been a while.
That's a Monaco. That was an awful drink. I tried it last week and it was absolutely fucking gross. Don't do it.
All right. Well, That was the Nefarian, and I don't know how to spell liqueur apparently, so I spelled it like LIQUEURUEURUER, and I'm not changing that. You're gonna find that in the show notes. To recap, half of your cup is purple Mountain Dew. Is that Voodoo Mountain Dew? I don't know. Half, then you put in a shot of blackberry liqueurueuruer, a shot of plain vodka, and unfortunately, half a shot of malort. Ew. Anyway, next week I am up and I will have Hakkar, blood for the blood god. And all I'm gonna give you as a hint is, for what's in it, is look up the corrupted blood incident. Just look up the corrupted.
No, God. Okay.
One of the most iconic fucking incidents in WoW history. I couldn't think of the word.
That shit was programmers trying to see how COVID would affect an actual population.
Yeah. They actually studied it. I think someone.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, they did. And it turns out we can't use the term avoid it like the plague anymore because it turns out humans do not do that. All right, let's move on to the WoW news.
Time for WoW news, motherfuckers.
Okay, so up first here, I'm just gonna get it out of the way. With Season 1 live, Race to World First is happening right now. You heard me freak out a little bit. I have Liquid stream up on my second screen, and by second screen I mean my phone because my actual second screen is in use upstairs. Anyway, Liquid is ahead right now. They are 6 of 8. They just killed Nexus Princess Kai'Veza. The next one I think they're gonna get stuck on for quite a long time, like even more than Kai'Veza. The next one is Silken Court. That's the second to last boss in the raid, and it's complicated. There's a lot going on in that fight. There's fucking tripwire shit things you gotta do, cause you gotta make the big old bad Beetleborg guy stop in his tracks. It is all kinds of stuff. It's a lot to keep track of. Maybe they'll make me look like a fucking clown and one-shot it, but I doubt it. So even before they killed Kai'Veza, Liquid had been sitting with their best pull at 0.83%. Liquid is Echo is behind them in second place with same boss 3.96%, and Method is behind both of them in third place at 7.68%. For a little bit there, I honestly thought Liquid was gonna choke and Echo was gonna just snatch first place away from them. That said, Echo, I don't know if they're running right this, I'm sure they are. Echo might, leap ahead here, because I don't know if Liquid is going to keep playing tonight or not. It's only 5 o'clock p.m., which makes it 3 p.m. Pacific time where they're playing, so they probably will. Anyway, along with Race to World First, there's always some drama, and there has been some drama. Gingy, one of Echo's raiders, made a post on Twitter that Fired Up from Liquid, plays a mage, was exploiting by overstacking splinters, spell slinger splinters. This has been patched and it's not happening anymore, but essentially what Fired Up was doing was he had the boss on focus instead of targeted, and he was targeting himself. And he was using focus macros to cast his spells at the focus. And that's how this exploit works. More on that in a second. How the Splinter itself works is that once they stack up to 8 or higher, that wording is important, so hold on to that. They fly back to the player, and then they do a certain level of damage to the target. Except, and this is how the exploit was working, Fired Up was not targeting the boss. He was actually only targeting himself, so it never happened. They just kept stacking, and as of the screenshot that Gingy posted, they were at 230. He could have gone theoretically to any amount before targeting the boss, and they would fly back to him. Thing is this actually an exploit? Yes, absolutely. Of course it is. But or is it a clever use of game mechanics, as some people have been arguing? An argument could be made in either direction. Like, he didn't break the game or clip through a wall or anything to do it, but at the same time, it's got to be clear that it isn't what Blizzard intended, except that wording, 8 or higher, can be interpreted that, well, we didn't mean for it to just stop at 8. Except they have fixed it, right? So that tooltip no longer says that. It no longer can stack higher than that. At the end of the day, though, this whole thing is fucking nothing, because Liquid proved that they were more than capable of getting the fight sub 1% after the fix was deployed. It wasn't having a huge effect on the fight in general. In other words, I don't think this is really that big a deal. I do wish it hadn't happened, mainly though because it throws a little bit of doubt into the mix, however valid or not, because now people can say, well, they only got it down because they had so many pulls with him exploiting blah blah blah. I don't agree that that's the case, because they still had the DPS. But that doubt is going to be in there. Considering Liquid is definitely ahead now, they're still in first place. I don't think it's worth the freak out people on Twitter and Reddit are having. But if Blizzard had just let it be and then not said anything about it, they never did say anything about it as far as I know, other than notifying people that it was fixed. I don't think it's something that could have just been let go of either. Like, either other teams would have had to start doing it too, or in the worst case scenario, Liquid would have been like, listen, we have to save face here. Sorry, we gotta bench you, which would have been catastrophic, because they have their comp in place. They have their players in place. They have people knowing what they're doing. They basically have to roll back a bit to do it. I don't know. Not that big a deal, because it's in the past. Does that make sense? I don't know. Johnny, what do you think of this situation?
Yeah, it's exploit. I'm glad they fixed it. Honestly, I don't really think they should get banned for it. Now, if they had gotten the kill, with it, I think that would have been an entirely different situation, in my opinion. But that's just me, though. The fact, like, honestly, I'm glad they fixed it before they ended up killing it, because that would have really thrown confidence in the race.
And you know, that actually makes me wonder, was he doing it on bosses before this? I don't know.
I mean, irregardless, they would have got, they one-shot a lot of those bosses, as some of the other guilds did, so it wasn't really, it wouldn't have made a difference at any point until now.
Yeah,
maybe Brood Twister, but Brood Twister was AoE and they were playing Sun Fury on that fight, from what I remember. I think this was something they had found recently because there was a single target boss, and they found it relevant. That's what I think happened, but I mean, who knows? I mean,
probably. I mean,
I'd have to look at the logs.
You can't go through Brood Twister playing single target. You're gonna just gimp your time. There's too many ads, and especially first of all, fuck those spiders. They piss me off. Second, fuck that ranged ad, not because it's particularly a problem, but because how do I be nice? People don't know how to interrupt things sometimes. Like, I have, what is that? That instant fear. Is it horrify? I don't know if it's called horrify. Yeah. And the one where the Fell Doggo interrupts, spell lock or some shit.
Yeah, spell lock.
2 interrupts, but one of them takes a second for the thing to get there. I interrupt it when I can, but I don't know. For a couple pulls, it seemed like people weren't paying attention to that. I don't know. I love my guild. You guys are awesome. Love you. Please don't hate me. I know a couple of you listen. Please don't crucify me. Now they're gonna talk shit on Thursday. We're gonna sit down. We're gonna say all kinds of things, saying he was talking about everybody. He hates you all. Not true. Okay. In other parts, season 1. These notes are from last week. Everybody should know, because We didn't do our episode last week, and I just added some more news to be a little more relevant. Delves are up and a go, and they have been now for like a week and a half. Delve scaling was weird. Like, solo was overtuned, and group delves were tuned much more slowly as group size increased. Basically, the more people you had in your group, the easier proportionally it got, when it should have been just as, not stupidly easier to have a bunch of people there.
Wooly, when you're done with the delves, can I say something about it?
Yes, absolutely. I was going to turn to you. Blizzard went in and tuned them a bit. I have not had a chance to compare solo delves to group delves, but I don't know. I think people are a little frustrated with Blizzard right now because they keep changing things to do with delves. And, that's valid. I feel like Blizzard should have... I like delves. I'm happy we have them. I think Blizzard should have put a little bit more polish on them before giving us the shipped product. Gershom, what's up?
So the only thing I was gonna say is that I was expecting delves to be like this sort of solo thing that I could do by myself, and I got through 3 of them, so I could get into a 4. And I guess the only thing I want to say is that a lot of podcasters and internet friends that I've been saying are like, well, we got in this big huge group and we went into a delve, and I'm like I'm kind of cocking my head to the side right now, right? Like, you can't see me, but I'm kind of like, why? Like, if you're gonna do that, if you're gonna do group delves, I don't know, I just felt like, I don't know, like, this is weird. It felt like something that a solo player could do, and now these people that I know who are raiding, they're in raids, they're doing mythics, and now they're also doing delves in big groups, and I just feel like, I don't know, I feel disappointed. I feel like you can't say, oh, a group can't do a delve. Like, a group can do whatever they want to do, but it just felt a little bogus. I was like, here's this one content that maybe I could do by myself at my own pace, and now these mythic raiders and mythic dungeoners are also doing delves just to be funny and being like, oh, look how fucking easy it is. And I'm like, I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's what was up with that scaling, is the more people
Right.
you had in a group, the proportionally easier it was, and it wasn't supposed to be that way. And solo was harder than they had meant it to be. If you ask me, it should be a solo-only thing, because, and people will argue it's an MMO, you should be playing with other people. And sure, that's probably valid. But the term has evolved over the last 20 years. It still means multiplayer, but so many more people, we're not kids anymore. We got shit to do. And sometimes you only have time to play things solo, or even only the desire to play things solo. And I will say I think you will have a better experience with them now because they went in and fixed that tuning. I would give it a real shot. But I think what I'm hearing from you, if I'm hearing this right, is it bothers you that people are going in and kind of seemingly making fun of it, or so to speak, right?
Kind of. I mean, I don't think that anyone that I know is trying to make fun of it. I just feel like, I guess I thought that when I first heard of delves, I was like, oh, there's gonna be something that we can do solo. We can be solo and be like, yay, this is our flag, we're lifting our flag. And now it's like these same groups who run mythics and mythic raids can still come in and just smash through delves and be like, well, they're so fucking easy. When I felt like originally I was hoping they were designed for like the solo player, right?
Well, they were.
And,
Just they wanted
I know, and it's like I can't. Sorry to interrupt, but it's just like I can't say like, well, you can't let a group go into a delve because no, that's not fair. I don't know. Like, I'm just having like a bit of a conflict of interest right now about it.
Well, what I'm saying is I don't think it's massively easier for groups anymore, is what I'm getting at. I think from what I've heard, I haven't had a chance to test this, but they have tuned it so that the scaling is different, so that it should be.
Well, I'm
just as hard for
hearing of like groups I know, people I know who do mythics and who do raids and stuff, and they're getting to like 11, 12 delves, and I'm like, I'm on 4 because I'm actually by myself. I mean, there's no point in going round and round about it. I just feel like trying to do it by myself all of a sudden feels bad again when I felt like it should have felt better. I don't
The
know.
problem
it's
is
weird.
maybe the people making fun of it, not you and not the delves.
Yeah, like it's like people who can do them easier for gear for their alts and stuff. I know it's like it's a game. There's no way to get around it. Like everyone wants gear, and Blizzard is doing a great job of like equipping everyone and stuff. I just felt in general like a little bit left out of the delves more than I expected to, I guess.
Maybe that's the kind of feedback Blizzard can take and think, okay, what do we do with this information? Because they're nothing if not creative. There's probably something
Right. No, and I appreciate that. Like the Blizzard group, I honestly feel the more I talk about it, the more I just feel like a shithead, but I mean, I don't know. It is what it is.
Well, we'll see what changes and what doesn't. We'll see how things evolve throughout the course of the expansion. So originally in these notes, I had listed out a little bit of a timeline for how things were going to go because this was going to be last week's episode. And I was going to remark that Mythic Plus and the second wing of LFR and story mode came on the 17th of September in NA. So yeah, they're here. And we got our first great vaults. I am loving how full my fucking vault is looking because I'm doing more content than I've ever really done before. I'm anxiously waiting for the second vault because I don't have even my 2-piece. I want my 2-piece bonus, and I'm hoping one of my I have 3 6/16 slots in my vault right now. I'm hoping one of them will be for a tier slot. If not a tier piece itself, a slot that I can use the catalyst on, which would be dope. I'd be happy with that. Let's see. Oh, and LFR Wing 3 is coming actually 2 days from the day of recording, so the 24th. Speaking of which, the 26th is my birthday. I'm gonna be 35, but, you know, old enough to vote, old enough to run for president of the US, smart enough not to.
Too old for the military, thank God.
Yeah, also I have
Also just the right age to vote. You're in a swing state. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just felt old for a second.
I mean, I feel old every day. Okay, so they have gone in and added a little bit to the Earthen Racials to kind of make up for a problem that they didn't foresee coming up. So, the Earthen cannot eat or drink to restore their health and mana, and that is because of another racial they have called Ingest Minerals. That gives them a permanent well-fed buff, but because of that, they can't eat. Except people were like, well, hold on, what if I'm fucking around and I need to restore my health or mana? Do I just have to just sit here and wait? Basically, yeah. And then Blizzard was like, well, okay, you can go to this vendor and buy these cheap-ass gems, and you can eat the gems and just crunch your stony teeth against the rocks. And people are like, okay, I guess that's better than nothing. Except now they have put in this new racial, Quiet Contemplation, and it just lets them restore their health and mana without food at all. So they just hit the button, and there they go. They sit down, they pull out a book that's literally in the animation. They pull out a little book, and they're reading the book, and they're also making like an eating or drinking gesture. Like, I think the implication is that they just pulled a gem out of their butt and they're eating it. I don't want to eat a gem that came out of my butt. Ugh. No butt gems. There is a pretty cool bear mount now that you can buy on the in-game Blizzard store for $20. It is the Grizzly Hills Packmaster. This is essentially a replacement for your yak. If you like your yak, you're not missing anything by not getting this other than it looks cool. So it has a repair. It has a transmog. I want it, but I'm not gonna get it because I don't have money. And I'm honestly kind of surprised that people haven't come up with this hopefully playful, what? You want the bear? No, the yak is the way to go. No, I want the bear. Fuck the yak. And then you get people arguing with each other. I kind of wanted to see that, and it didn't happen.
So Evitel from Taliesin and Evitel basically said, she was like, I think I'm kind of gonna miss like, oh, you are the Yak brothers. Like, remember every time you summon that yak, the guys say something?
Cousins Slow Hands.
Yeah, like Cousins Slow Hands and all these guys. And she's like, oh, I'm going to miss them. That being said, I'm going to buy this bear. And I'm like, I can't afford the bear. So I still have the yak. Like,
I want
beware of Yeti. Yeah.
I like... God, I wish I had more disposable income because I want the bear. I want to donate $30 on the Liquid stream so they can look at my shitty transmog, which, by the way, if I were going to do that, I would probably do something really cheeky. Like, really just incredibly stupid. But there's things I want to do, and I can't, and this bear is one of them. I don't remember if I already said, but it is $20 USD. So translate to whatever your country does for your weird version of money. Kel, who's not spending money on the game other than playing it, as far as I'm aware. And he'll probably say something old man-ish to that effect.
Don't call Kel weird.
I'm not calling him weird. I'm calling him old.
That's my WoW grandpa. He's 97. Come on.
Kel, we all love you. You know we're kidding. Okay, one last thing to point out, and this is sort of old news at this point. There had been what turned out to be an unintended stealth nerf done to the Hellcaller, and I'm only mentioning this now for anyone out there who might have seen it and wondered whatever happened to that. There was a 5-second internal cooldown added to the hero talent Blackened Soul. It was unintended. Blizzard reverted it. Yay. But I don't play Hellcaller anymore for the moment because Diabolist is just... God, there's something so satisfying about having this giant pit lord show up and then you're able to throw Ruination. That's my one complaint. Give Ruination a better animation. Make it a more visible, like, comet that comes down.
Wait, Wooly, I have a question for you.
Yo.
So the Diabolist, you can get a pit lord?
Not permanently, no. There is...
So it's like a spell, you can do it?
Right, I think it's the very first hero talent that, when you spend a soul shard, there is a chance of summoning either a pit lord or one of those, like, 6-armed Dami Mommies or whatever.
So way back in Legion, I had seen pit lords and I was like, oh, warlocks should be able to have this, but like I don't play my warlock a whole lot, so like I don't know if over the years since Legion I've had that opportunity to have a pit lord, but that is really amazing because I've always wanted one. I think we should be able to have one as like a pet. Like I don't get it.
That would be kind of hard to justify because they're fucking enormous. Although, the fucking Doom Guard and shit is supposed to be pretty big, and it shrinks down. So I don't know. I actually really like running around with my, I wish I could have my imp out more often, but the fell doggo interrupt is just too important to pass up. I love running around with my fellhound. His name is Ruger.
When I'm soloing, I just use my blueberry because he's like the tank pet. So
Yeah, I've been using him in delves actually, and once I switched, I was like, oh my god, I'm an idiot. I should have been doing this the whole time. What is my blueberry's name? I don't remember. I know my imp is named Bale.
Transmog, I think.
mine is Thoglos. Thoglos. Nice.
Or Fog.
Thog Run or something like that. I think it's Thog something out of that like matrix of name generation they have. I do know my imp is named Bale, and it's a different different warlock on my account that has Nipple, the fell imp.
Yes.
Is
Oh
literally
my god,
named
what is the
Nipple.
lore?
And like I've said this on the show before, but I literally put in a ticket because I didn't want to get in trouble or anything. And they're like, you're not going to get in trouble, but also I can't change it. I'm like, oh, okay then. That's actually Tokesh, I think. My, I have 2 warlocks on my warband screen, and the other one is Tokesh, the orc. Anyway, that is it for the news, and I have a fun game for us to play that's technically trivia. You guys down for some of that?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, here we go. Head of the class and eater of ass. Anyway,
What is this?
it's head of the class, eater of ass trivia. Except I'm doing it differently than we've had this in the past. At first, I had envisioned this as like a 2-player game, one with the person asking and the other answering. We have Johnny on the show today, so we can do this in a more fun way, I think. Essentially, how this is going to shake out. For every question, I am thinking of a specific zone in the game. I will give you guys 2 hints. Wait, how did I write? No, I will give you guys 3 hints, right? And then, if you think you know what zone it is, you send it to me in a Discord DM. I will then read out what you guys' answers are, say who was right and who was not. If you 2 answer right, you get a point. If you don't answer right, I get a point. And how we're playing this is the first person to get 5 points, and that is between all 3 of us. That first person to get to 5 points win. Now, you can ask for 2 additional hints, which I would have to make up on the spot, but doing so will cause me to gain an extra point if you both guess wrong. And I can only gain 1 extra point per question.
Oh. So we have to
And-
guess the zone, is what you're saying, right?
Right. And these zones are from anywhere in the game, not just current content. Are
Can
you
we
guys
use-
ready?
Can we look at the map?
No. It
Okay.
all has to be
No.
no
He said
Googling,
no.
no map looking if you're in game.
You got it.
None of that. Just
Yep.
from your own brain. Are you guys ready
Yep,
for the
I
first
closed it
one?
out. Yeah.
He was trying to cheat immediately.
Arcanic guy.
All right.
Oh no. Sometimes it's hard to find the zone, even if you know what it is.
That's true.
Well,
All right, let's try it.
I think you're both going to get this first one. And I purposely killed the music, by the way, to make this section easier to edit. This first zone I'm thinking of, your 3 hints are sand, bugs, and ring the gong. And remember, send it to me in a Discord DM. You both said Silithus, and you were both right. So,
Water, warm it up a little bit. Okay.
yeah. So essentially, you both get a point. I do not get a point. And I made that one easy on purpose.
Johnny,
Kinda,
Woolly is really good at trivia. Like you're like, that one was easy. We'll see.
I'm not good at trivia. I'm good at coming up with questions that people might not know the answer to. Okay, second zone. This zone features a mob that would have a very hard time making the bed because of their teeny tiny arms. The zone has a river winding through it that looks like a snake. And your third hint is tar. You were both wrong. Gershom, you said Eastern Plaguelands. Johnny, you said Elwyn Forest. It is in fact Ungaro Crater. The T-Rex walking around has small arms. They would not be able to make the bed. Also, there's tar pits in Ungaro.
That's what, yeah, that threw me off a little.
Score is 1-1-1. Third zone. And this one also should be pretty easy, actually. Your 3 hints for this one. Airships, frost and snow, jousting. You gotta be more specific than that, bud. So far, you're both thinking in a certain direction, but you gotta give me the actual name of the zone or I can't give it to you. All right, I can say Johnny's got it. Gershom, do you have another guess you want to hazard, or is that where you're gonna leave it?
Yeah, I gotta leave it. I can't think of it.
Okay. It's Ice Crown. So I'm giving that one to Johnny. He said Ice Crown. Gershom, you were thinking of Ice Crown, but without the name of the zone, you said Northrend and Tournament Grounds. It's in Northrend, yes, and it is where the tournament grounds are, but without the name of the zone, I couldn't justify giving you the point.
No, you're totally fine. That's the point of the game.
Okay. Our next one. Oh, right. So, your hints here. This zone features the aftermath of a tragedy. It features a hub city, and it's rather grassy and rocky.
See the 3 again? Grassy, rocky, tragedy.
Yep, it features the aftermath of a tragedy. It features a hub city, and it's rather grassy and rocky. I can say Johnny has this one wrong. Okay. Johnny, you said Arathi Highlands. It is not Arathi Highlands. Highlands? What the fuck? And Gershom, you said Shatrath. It isn't Shatrath either. It's the Isle of Dorn. It features the aftermath of Dalaran exploding. Dornagal is in this city, and it is a rather grassy and rocky area.
Is it weird that I'm not absorbing Dalaran as a tragedy yet?
Yeah,
I know. Like, it's not
I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it.
I don't want to believe it. I know.
Denial for sure.
Honestly, if I can go on a little tangent here, it's one of my... I understand why they've done this, but one of my biggest problems with the way Blizzard evolves their world ever since Legion is that you can just go back to any cities that are destroyed. You can just show back up in them. And like, I get it, right? If, like for example, let's just say they hadn't made Dalaran explode. When it moved from Northrend to over by the Broken Isles, I feel like that at that point should have been something where if you go to Northrend, you don't see Dalaran anymore. Like you take the portal, you are now in Crystal Song Forest. I feel like after they've now moved Dalaran to basically hell by making it explode, I feel like if you go to your Dalaran Hearthstone or whatever, that you can't go anywhere. That you, I feel like
I've done that to get around. I have hit the Dalaran Hearthstone to go back to Legion. I get what you mean though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't technically be able to do that.
Yeah.
Right. I feel like by not committing, and that's how I'm going to word that, by not committing to the destruction of these cities, they are kind of undermining the impact they should have. Like, we should not, under any circumstances right now, be able to go back to Darnassus. We shouldn't be able to be anywhere on that tree. That should be all gone. New Night Elves? Okay, figure something out. Maybe they're refugees or somewhere or something. I don't know. But we shouldn't be able to do that. What's that?
I thought they did do that when they did the tree. Like
nope,
it was
New Night Elf.
So if you roll
like
a new Night
Undercity.
Elf right now, you'll end up in Darnassus still.
You can still show up in Teldrassil, or you can do the Exiles Reach thing. And
See,
it's
that's
not
kind
until
of
you hit
weird
that-
because if you roll a new troll, so like way back in Classic, when you rolled a troll, you didn't do it in like the same place the orcs were. It was like a
Yeah.
Echo Isles thing.
Yes.
And now the Echo Isles is like over. Like, yeah, like I feel like with the Horde, they built that out a little bit more. But I mean, just speaking on Woolly, like I think that does make sense what you're saying.
I just feel like if they're gonna make these kind of life-shattering changes in the game, that and
They
again,
should
I
put them
get why
in the
they haven't
game.
done it.
Like if they're
Right.
gonna make life-shattering changes in the game, they should put them in the game. Sorry to interrupt, but
Like, if you want us to give a shit that Dalaran exploded, make it so we can't go to Dalaran anymore. A lot of people would be pissed off. A
Yeah.
lot of classes would have no idea how they're getting to the class hall anymore. And in fact, rogues just plain wouldn't have one anymore. But those are questions that would need answers, not, well, shit, what now kind of thing. Anyway,
Which begs the
I
question
have-
why they didn't continue doing the class quest from Legion for the order halls and why those haven't come
Right.
back. I was very upset that they didn't do anything with those.
oh, I fully expected that to be a Legion feature only because they were touting that expansion as the class fantasy expansion. So I just kind of figured, yeah, once Legion's done, we're done with the order halls. All right, our next zone that we're guessing, and the score right now is Gershom 1, Johnny 2, me 2. Our next zone, here's your hints. In this zone, you can find harpies, murlocs, and even bears. There is an elevator somewhere in this zone, and the name means the exact opposite of a low, flat field. Close, but no cigar, Johnny. And okay, I have both your answers. Gershom, you said Fellwood. Johnny, you said Mulgore. This is in fact High Mountain. You can find harpies, murlocs, and bears in High Mountain. The elevator is at Thunder Totem, and in fact, I love going down to the bottom and jumping up and down on the drum floor, and it goes boom,
Well, yeah.
boom. And think about it, the name does mean the exact opposite of a low, flat field. Low, high. Flat field, mountain.
Wooly, you're too smart,
Or maybe I'm not smart enough.
man. This is a good game.
We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more zones we can guess through. So if nobody wins this by the time we're done with that, we're just gonna call it where it is. Next zone, your hints. Demons are basically everywhere here. This features a daily quest where you drop bombs on demons. And in this zone, there are PvP points, 3 dungeons, and even a raid, but not one that people really talk about much anymore. As in, not a raid people really talk about much anymore. And don't forget, you guys can ask for 2 more hints, but it's, and either of you can do that, but keep in mind, having 2 more hints will benefit the other person. And I'm just gonna say, your guess is not finalized until I acknowledge you verbally with what you've said. Your guess can help the other, if you're asking for 2 more hints, that will help the other person, and I'll get 2 points if you're still wrong. Oh, Gershom, you were so close. It's what Tanan Jungle becomes. So, you said
Oh.
Wait,
Tanan
no,
Jungle.
then I know it. Then I know it. Come on, give me the point. Come on.
I can't, it's a
No,
different
it's
zone.
Hellfire Peninsula. No.
It
Forgot
is, and
about the
Johnny
feeling.
said Antoran Waste. You said Tanan Jungle. The thing is, you were almost right. It's the same place, just a different time.
I know. Oh God.
I just did the dungeons in there. I literally just did.
And if people are like, wait, what raid is there?
See,
I
when
can't
you said
remember.
raid, I was like, Hellfire
Okay.
Citadel, Hellfire Citadel. Like, yeah.
I can't remember if it's Magtheridon's lair or Gruul's lair.
I think it's Magtheridon's lair because there's Blood Furnace and the other one.
That's right.
I was thinking Hellfire Citadel and Tanan Jungle. Oh my gosh. Oh, that sucks.
I can definitely see where your wires got crossed. Okay, next zone. A current Mythic Plus dungeon entrance is in this zone. The raid that contains Cho'Gall is in this zone. And the zone is on the Eastern Kingdom's continent. Yeah, you both aced that one. That was an easy one. It is Twilight Highlands.
The Wild Hammer.
We even talked about that fucking dungeon in this episode earlier. Fucking
We talked about Grimba's Hole. Yeah.
Sure did. Dude, I'm a little sad that they at no point cleansed Grimbatol and had was that the Was that the Wildhammer city, or was it the Dark Iron before they got shoved up Ragnaros's butt? I don't know.
I remember the quest line, I'm pretty sure it's, because there was Airy Peak, right? And then there was the Dark Irons, but then it was the Wildhammers. It was the Wildhammer because the Dragon Balls came in. And then you had to fight with Alex Straza and Deathwing at the end of the quest line, and there's a whole... You go into all those little stone houses along the way because you start at the beach and then you work your way up,
Right.
Isn't that where you get the thing where like Ysera actually physically died, and she gave like her the
was,
stone to Alex
Melshara.
Yeah.
That was Melshara, yeah.
Still not over that. Iconic, but also such a weak fucking ending for Ysera. And I know it wasn't her end. She showed up again in Shadowlands and then again in Dragonflight. I don't care. That was her the end of her life. She deserved a much better death than that.
Right.
Okay, so the score currently is Gershom 2, Johnny 3, and I have 4. So if you guys don't get this one, I could theoretically win it here. Theoretically. So no pressure, But I think you'll get this one. Okay, so number 1, there's a pissed off witch. Second hint, Ookum and the Duker. Third hint, Jinyu should have been made a playable race, and I will die on that hill. The closest we ever would have got to playable Murlocs. Well, Johnny's got it. Okay, Gershom, unfortunately, that is not the right answer. Gershom said Duskwood, and Johnny said Jade Forest. It is Jade Forest. Ookum and the Duker.
Get mixed up with the Crossring Wilds at first, but then when she said the witch, I was like, oh yeah, the stone witch.
I got caught on the witch. When he said witch, I was like, oh, Duskwood, fuck.
Okay, 2 more zones left. So, here's the hints. The final raid of an expansion was located in this zone. There are a bunch of pissed off Saberon in this zone. And this zone was also featured in the starting experience of that same expansion. That was fucking fast.
You know, like you should just give. Never mind.
Yep, you both get the point here. You both said Tanan Jungle, and that's exactly what it is. It's Tanan Jungle.
I said no. I said Tanan Jungle again.
So technically, Johnny wins here, but I want to do this last one anyway, just because it'll be fun. Congrats on winning the game, Johnny. You won.
Yeah, fuck you, Johnny. I mean, good game, bro.
I guess that either makes you head of the class or eater of ass, depending on which you think is the more prestigious title. But this last zone. Oh, you know what? Let's put it all on the line here. If neither of you guess this right, I want to claim victory.
No.
Sudden death.
Fine.
Oh, no.
Fine. Okay.
No, sudden death. That's good. Johnny, you want to do it? Sudden death.
It's all on the line. It's all on the line.
I'm losing.
Right.
Whoever wins this wins the whole thing.
We are all resetting to 0, and this one question is worth 5 points.
Yeah,
okay.
There we go.
All right, so in this zone, there is a devious witch. This zone is the home of Blank Manor, and you can find wolves, ravens, and even some piggies here. Fuck. It is Drustvar. So Johnny wins anyway. He said Drustvar, and Gershom said Duskwood. It was Drustvar. Because it's where Blank Manor is. I was thinking Waycrest Manor. And you know what? Now
I said Drustvar earlier, too. Oh my god. Oh, this sucks so bad.
You know what? Now that I think about it, that second hint was shitty, because you definitely could have been thinking, well, Mistmantle Manor, because that's in Duskwood. Okay. And there is a devious witch in Duskwood.
Yeah,
so.
that was...
You know what? Johnny wins, though.
And there's wolves, ravens, and some...
You
know what? I'm giving you both points. A do-over?
All
right.
Yeah, another question? Yeah, throw another question.
All right, that was all the
zones
zones I had.
Question. Let's see.
So, all right, I'm going to think of one more, okay? And this is why I get rid of the background music so I can edit this long silence that is about to come out much easier. Give me a moment here. I gotta think.
Like Double Jeopardy.
Yeah.
I was willing to pass the victory to Johnny, but
I'm thinking.
Another question.
Okay, so I have it. Your first hint, adding this zone was the focal point for a patch. Okay, that's your first hint. Your second hint, this zone has the final raid of an expansion in it. And your third hint, you become friends with a cheerful little robot in this zone.
Oh, so in the last patch?
Okay, so Johnny has it right. Gershom, you said I don't remember names, the end of BFA. It wasn't that one. It was Zareth Mortis. So Johnny wins. That's like 3 wins in a row in the same game for Johnny here.
hey guys,
Professor Johnny.
my daughter wants to say something.
Oh boy, here we go.
Say?
Anyways, when Arthas got a new dog, what did he call him?
Jack? Arthas with an F?
Yes!
Yeah, yeah.
Well, he got it. It's Arthas. Yes.
He wins for sure. I had no idea.
Ah!
That's how I suck at trivia, but yeah, it is what it is.
All right. Well, that's gonna bring us to the end of the game here. Let me get this music going again. Hell yeah! So long episode, hour and a half. Final thoughts here today.
Fun and deals.
Johnny first, then Gershom. I should have been more pointed.
Have fun and delves. Don't sweat it. Don't let the idiots tell you what to do. Do your own thing.
Hell yeah. Gershom, your final thought.
Yeah, dog Arthas, same thing. Just, do your shit, enjoy the game. I feel like we're really in a good spot right now, and the game feels really good, and I hope that everyone is enjoying the game the way that we are, because it feels really great.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. And my final thought is Blizzard, you gotta commit when you're making world-changing decisions. When cities are destroyed, commit. Just commit to it, my dude. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and get on out of here now. So, Johnny, do you have any social you want to plug? I forgot what you said last time you were on here.
Johnnie.Tips on Discord.
Hell yeah. So, the rest of us here, you can go ahead and follow us. I am on Twitter and Instagram as @Woolly08, 2 O's, 2 L's, and a Y. Gershom is on Twitter @Hunter Gershom, GERSHOM, and that's all one word. The show is @ThrallsBallsPod on Twitter. You can email us with any feedback or any questions. We are at thrallsballspodcast@gmail.com. You can also leave us feedback on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or even in a specialized reviews channel on our Discord. Go to thrallsballs.com to find our link tree. All our relevant links, including Discord, can be found there. And we are still experiencing issues with our URL at the moment. Please be patient. I'm so sorry. I hope these will resolve soon. In the meantime, you can find a direct invite link to our Discord at the bottom of the show notes and pinned on our Twitter page, which is, again, @ThrallsBallsPod. Anyway, bye. We love you. Be good.
Bye, swingers. We love you.
So, yo.